What's up everybody, it's your favorite villain here, and today we have another video on powerscaling community problems. Real quick before we start though, I would like to make an announcement. I am now consistently streaming, so you can check out my channel every day, usually around lunchtime Eastern Standard Time, so you know, lunchtime range. I will be streaming, if not daily, every other day. Make sure to tune in. I do a lot of Q&As, power scaling, versus battles while I play a game. Right now I'm playing Jedi Academy, and going over stuff with that. So if you want to check it out, help the channel grow, that would be awesome. Make sure to tune in for that. But today, what we have to talk about is speed and how it relates to the versus battle community. So what I'm going to do is basically go over the speed tiers. If they have any issues with them, I'll discuss them, bring them up, address them. If they don't, we'll just move on. So with that being said, let's start with the first one. Light speed, faster than light. There's not much contention around here as far as I know. Like if you're FTL, you're FTL. There is a large range of FTL. And one thing you want to ask when you get speed feats, this is kind of general, so I'll say it now because it can relate to every other part. Make sure it's combative applicable. So just because I can run at the speed of light doesn't mean I've shown I can react to light speed fighters or even fight them at light speed. Usain Bolt doesn't have the same hand speed of a Floyd Mayweather. Like, it's just not close. Things like that. So you need to show combative application of the speed. So with that being said, FTL usually isn't contentious. It's pretty self-explanatory. You're faster than, you know, our world's mathematic ruling on how fast light is. So we're moving on to the next tier. We got infinite speed. There is one part of infinite speed that I find contentious. This has to do with moving in an infinite realm. So a buddy actually brought this up to me before, and I kind of see where he's coming from. To qualify for infinite speed, you have to cross an infinite distance in a finite amount of time. So an endless universe. If I cross it in 2 minutes, I have infinite speed. Now, here's my issue. Let's say you drop me on an endless realm. I take 5 steps and stop. Technically, since it's infinite, every part of it's infinite. But I only move 5 feet. Do I really have infinite speed? So for me here, and I've heard people argue that's still infinite speed. In my opinion, that's stupid. That's like, if this universe ended up infinite and I move 5 feet, do I have infinite speed? Hell no. So that part I find very contentious. Let me know what you think about that part of it. If just moving in an infinite realm is infinite speed, or do you agree with me you have to move an infinite distance in order to qualify? So let me know what you think. It's kind of 50-50. I've seen people argue it both ways. I just tend to think you have to cross infinite distance in order to qualify. Next is immeasurable speed. This is when you are so fast you violate the speed equation and you can move through time with pure speed alone. Here's the biggest problem with this one. One, consistency. Can you prove your character can consistently access this level of speed? That's when you have to argue about what you're presupposing consistent means. And a lot of times in debates, they just ask for 3 showings, 3 to 5. That's usually the only amount you need to bring for the burden of proof. That makes it a lot easier for a character you have. If your character has 3,000 appearances, you only got to show 3 of him doing something. Makes your life a lot easier. When you're debating speed, I would encourage you to press for more examples than 3. At least 5. Just try to establish consistency. Ask them how many times their character has appeared, and look for consistency based on the appearances. Obviously, I'm not going to ask you for 1,000 immeasurable feats from Superman, but still, you got to look at consistency. 2, if in order to qualify for this tier, you have to move through time with your speed. So that has to be a result of your speed. To me personally, if you claim your character has immeasurable speed, but you're not claiming they're fighting through time or he knows how to go through time with speed and fight, it's irrelevant. He's not reaching that speed. If we're not traveling through time because of our speed during the fight, you are not using immeasurable speed. A lot of times, in my opinion, I believe immeasurable speed is not actually applicable because a lot of characters that scale to it haven't shown the ability to fight through time as they move through time. One character I can think of that's shown it, Flash has shown it before, and also, if you want a different one, Miracle Man, the classic Miracle Man run. He literally flew through time fighting someone while absorbing power from the different points in time that he existed in. So, very rare do I believe this is an applicable tier to use, and that's what I would check for, those 2 points. One, has he shown he can fight while traveling through time? And two, if he's not traveling through time fighting, obviously he should not be using immeasurable speed because he would have to be traveling through time with his speed. So there you go for that. Irrelevant speed or inaccessible speed, that's when there is no time. It's an infinite distance, but there is no time. They say just moving around in this is inaccessible speed. I just question the legitimacy of this tier. They say it's because you can't quantify the speed because of the zero. That just, to me, you could argue you just can't quantify it. We don't know how to, because we don't, with our math, we don't account for a realm like this existing. We don't know how to find your speed. So you're not really quantifying your speed or telling me how fast you, this is the, in my opinion, most controversial one because it kind of doesn't make sense. Just because we can't measure it doesn't mean it's superior to infinite speed. Like you moving 1 foot with no time, you're telling me it's faster than me crossing an infinite distance in 10 seconds. Like it's a little weird. I don't like this tier, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me, but if you disagree and you think it's legit and should be used more, let me know in the comments section. Last one, irrelevant speed. This is when you're beyond dimensions. You can move outside of dimensions. I don't disagree with this tier. I actually don't think it's very controversial. It's basically saying you are on such a high level of existence that distance and time is not relevant to you moving. It's just, it can't apply. You can't quantify it because it's above. Like being zero with inaccessible is not above. It's just zero. This is blatantly above everything you use to measure speed. Obviously, the only way to really combat this is to ask for consistency and perhaps fighting. But then again, you know, it is such an overpowered tier. Usually when people debate, speeds either equalized with this tier, or they just don't really, they already know they have a relevant speed and they brought somebody with a relevant speed too. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. What's your least favorite speed tier and why? Did you agree with my points? Did you agree with what I said was controversial about each tier? Comment down below, help my channel grow. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and as always, it's been your favorite villain signing off.